worth of fat on the outside, but you want some fat there to help with the flavor. All right, so I've dried it off. I'm gonna get my skillet nice and hot now. And while it's getting nice and hot, I'm gonna go ahead and season with salt and pepper. I'm gonna get me some butter out. I'm gonna use pecan oil again. You can use any kind of oil you want. I like pecan oil. It has, doesn't have much of a taste to it, but it has a real high smoke point. And since we're trying to get a nice, good sear on this, we want to have a product that's going to give us a nice, high smoke point. Don't need a lot, maybe about 2 teaspoons or tablespoons at the most. We're not trying to deep fry these steaks. We're trying to sear them and fry them up. All right. I'm gonna get a little bit of butter because I like to have a little bit of butter in mine. All right. So once we get the steaks in, I will add butter to it. I've got 3 cloves of garlic that we're going to add, and I have some thyme. This is a technique that I learned when I was in culinary school. We cooked lamb, and we took the lamb, we put it in a frying pan, and we put the thyme right in there with it. I was like, what in the world? That's crazy. It's going to catch on fire. But no, it doesn't catch on fire, and it adds subtle flavors to your meat. It's not going to overpower it, but you're going to be able to taste it, which is really awesome because when I've done this in the past, the flavors really pop without being overbearing. All right.
Say hey, Joanna from Maryland.
Joanna from Maryland.
Yep.
Hi, Joanna.
Your dad says hey, son.
Hey, Pop.
Ryan Haley says yes about something steak. Yes.
Oh, Ryan Haley.
You got Christopher Garland, Jenny Beckham Wright.
Got quite a few people in here watching tonight.
Yeah. Gary's wife is watching, and Gary tried to call and he messed up your video.
Gary, you're fired. You can't call when I'm live.
Yeah.
This doesn't work, man. Now look, we're starting to get a little bit of smoke off this frying pan. That's what we want to see. Nice and hot. We want it good and hot. When I put this piece of meat in there, I want to hear sizzle. Feeling good, nice and hot. Hear that? Now, I did something wrong there. You never want to lay the meat towards you, you want to lay it away from you. And the reason why is if there's too much oil in there, it could come back on you and splash on you. So always lay away from you.
Towards the camera person.
Towards the camera person. My executive producer didn't like that too much, I don't think. Now, these are really thick cuts of meat, so you really got to get your salt and pepper on there. All right. Can y'all hear the sizzle? Can you hear it? I hear a timer. Bring that camera over here and let's take a look at these potatoes.
The one for YouTube?
So I know you're on Facebook, you probably can't see this, but I'm going to bring it over so you can.
Those look yummy.
These have only been in the oven since I've gone live. I had just put them in there before I went live, and they're already starting to turn brown. quite done yet, though. Put it back in. All right, let's get back to these steaks. So this is fresh thyme, straight out of Julie's garden. Thank you, Julie, for the thyme. Now, it's going to snap, crackle, and pop at you, but it's okay. Just means it's doing its job. Who's watching football? Anybody? Atlanta is whooping up last time I looked on them Seahawks. Yeah, buddy. What happens when you don't pay your running back what you need him to? So what I'm doing now is I'm taking the garlic, I'm crushing it a little bit with the knife. Throwing it in there, just throwing it into the open spots of the frying pan. So we have thyme, we have garlic in the frying pan while it's cooking. Now, it's almost ready to flip for the first time. We're only going to flip it one time. We try to cook it for about 6 or 7 minutes on the first side. We're going to flip it, cook it again for another 6 or 7 minutes based upon what you like as far as your doneness. You gotta keep an eye on them. They're gonna be done soon.
Are you gonna put those in the oven?
These are not going in the oven. They're gonna stay right here on the stove. Now look at that sear. Look at that sear right there. Nice and dark and brown. That's what we want. Now, what I'm going to do now is while this is cooking, I'm going to add some more butter to this. And we're going to just ladle the fat back over top of the steak. This will help bring in the subtle flavors that we were talking about with the thyme and the garlic. Man, it's smelling good, ain't it? Woo. Those potatoes are just about done. Gotta get me a hot pad out. Put them right there when they come out. So as this is cooking, I just want to go over a few more things with you. This year, my plan is to do these videos throughout the year. I'm going to try to do somewhere between the neighborhood of 2 a month to 4 a month. That's the goal. So I want to get somewhere in there, either 2 or 4 a month, to help give you guys some tips, some pro tips. If there's something particular that you want to see me go live and cook, just list it down below and let me know what it is, and I'll see if I can make it happen for you. These things are smelling remarkably good. I'm going to take this garlic Just rub it on the outside. Get all those oils off of the garlic. As the garlic's heating up, it's releasing its oils. When you crush it, it makes it release easier, faster. So just rub that on there. Give it that subtle hint of garlic taste.
The potatoes. Burn our potatoes.
All right. Not quite sure if they're done yet. I'm going to take a fork to them to see. They are nice and hard on the outside. And it feels like they might be creamy on the inside. Yeah. So what I did with the pan is I put the pan in there and let it get heated up as well. I took the pan out, put a little olive oil down on it, and then put the potatoes on top of it so it was crisp on both sides, so you don't have to flip them. Smart. Now, here's another little trick for you to know when your steak is done. If you take your hand and you put your index finger to your thumb and you push right here, that is considered to be rare. Your middle finger to the thumb, medium rare. You do your ring finger to your thumb, that's medium. This is well done. See how tight that is? That's what your meat's going to feel like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch my meat and see where I'm at. Right now I'm somewhere between medium rare and medium. So I'm not quite ready to take them out yet. Now you can do this in the oven. Sear it, flip it, throw it in the oven, let it finish cooking. What I find is by doing it this way, it allows me to baste it to get those subtle hints of flavor all the way through the steak. Its cooking time is going to be the same regardless. Whether you do it in the oven or on the stovetop or on the grill for that matter. It's going to be right around the same amount of time as it takes to do it. So you get to decide which way you want to go. If you want to go with the stovetop, you want to go in the oven, you want to go on the grill, you want to go in the broiler, it's up to you. I find that this way here works the easiest for me. Now when we take these out, we're going to let them rest for about 5 minutes before we cut into them. The reason why we let them rest is so that all the juices can distribute back through the meat.
So maybe to another pan?
Say again?
So maybe to another heat thing?
What?
To let them rest on.
No, I'm going to let them rest on this plate.
Okay.
By letting them rest on the plate, I only need to get one plate down to plate my steak on. I have one already on here. If you're real big in particular about presentation, you may not want to do it that way, but I'm trying to think of ease of washing dishes later. Use 2 plates instead of 3. All right, so while that's finishing up, I'm going to get some of these potatoes off of here. I'm going to go ahead and plate this one, and I'll get one more plate down.
Are they hot?
They are a little hot. Now, the herbs that are on these potatoes, Like I said, it's thyme, parsley, garlic, oregano, salt, pepper. The steak has thyme and garlic on it, so the flavors are going to complement each other. All right, I believe these steaks are ready to come out of here now. Nope, get a little bit butter. Another thing you can look for too while you're cooking your meat, depending on what you're looking for. If you're looking for something that is well done, it's not going to bleed. See, this is still bleeding a little bit. You want them juices to be clear. Like I said, these were thick steaks, so it's going to take them a little bit longer to cook than what we're used to. Now, what I'm going to do when I get ready to plate these is I'm going to take a little bit of this fat that I have here and I'm just going to drizzle a little bit on my potatoes. Why? It's going to give it a little bit of moisture, a different texture. It's going to enhance the flavors that much more because you got the meat flavor on this. So these are still bleeding. So I know they're not ready for Melissa because she don't like hers bleeding. I don't like mine mewing. It can bleed a little bit, but we're going to let them cook a little bit longer. Anybody got any questions? I'm going to step around. I'm going to look, see if we have any questions anybody's wanting to ask.
Oh, somebody wants an up-close video of the sizzle. Here. What about this?
I'll take it. You go ahead and do that. These look gorgeous, don't they? I think I'm going to have to invest in some tripods from work. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just sitting here thinking about my plating.
You forgot you were live?
I forgot I was live, yeah. It's still bleeding a little bit. Not quite ready yet. So, we're going to let these cook. Now, to make sure, if you want it to make sure that it's done and you got to worry about any kind of contaminants or anything, you want to cook the meat to 145 degrees internally. That is for your beef. All the way up to 155. Different temperatures, of course, different doneness. 145 is rare, but it's good enough to get all the contaminants out. My executive producer is eating the potatoes. How are they? Are they good? Yeah? Are they creamy on the inside? Crunchy on the outside? Just as described?
I think that might be how they do the potato wedges. carbo them, and then
Yeah.
you get them crispy like this. Using the iPad, Papa.
All right. Now these will continue to cook a little bit once you take them off. I'm trying to decide if I want to take mine out yet or not.
Just take them out. I'll eat it.
It feels like it's pretty done. I'm taking this one out.
Ooh, yummy, yummy. Do you turn it all?
Say again?
Do you turn at all?
Just once.
I don't know how to type that. Oh.
You only turn them one time. One thing happened that I didn't want to happen. That's one of my garlic pieces started to burn. Hopefully that doesn't affect us too bad. So now we're going to let that rest for a minute before we cut into it. My wife loves my steak so much that we quit going out to eat at the steakhouse. We just go to Big Country's kitchen and I cook it up for us.
It's cheaper.
It's cheaper,
Tastes better.
tastes better. Yeah, that's about where I want that. Uh-oh, Seattle just scored, but there's a flag on the play. See, I can do more than one thing at a time. I can watch football, I can cook and go live all at the same time. How about that? Don't try that at home, folks.
So what are we doing now? We're waiting.
Right now, we're just waiting for the steaks to rest, and then we're going to cut into them, and we're going to dig in. So who wants to stay around and see us cut into the steak? If you want to wait, we're going to stay here for just a few minutes. If not, feel free to catch us back next time when we go live on Facebook. Also catch me on my Facebook or on my YouTube channel. You can also check me out Big Country Chocolate, Big Country Pepper Chef as well. So if you're going to sign off, y'all have a good night. If you're going to stick around and watch, wait for us to cut these, stick around. We're going to be cutting them in about 3 minutes.
Oops.
Doesn't that look yum?
Did you bake potatoes in?
Mm-hmm.
You cooked both of them, didn't you?
I did.
One for tomorrow.
I just put it left it in the oven for now.
Do you want that top oven still on, or is it okay to turn it off?
I thought I turned it off. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? Those must be really good. You won't quit eating them. Are they better than the other ones I do?
I do like these, yeah.
You know, one thing that magazine was saying is that when you cut them into cubes, it's hard for them to brown on all the sides because they're,
Oh, yeah.
you know, you have multiple sides to it. Where this is just two sides basically, so it browns up easier and crunches easier.
That makes sense.
It does make sense. You know, it's weird how they can dissect it like that. Something as simple as roasting potatoes is a science. All right. I think we're just about ready. What's up?
Christopher has a question.
Go ahead.
I've tried to do this before and it smoked out my apartment. How do I prevent that from happening? Yours wasn't very smoky.
It depends on what kind of oil you're using.
Oh, yeah.
If you're using olive oil that has a very high or a very low smoke point, it is going to smoke out your kitchen. You want to find something that's got a high smoke point, something like a peanut oil or a pecan oil like I was using. The other one is, I can't remember right off the top of my head. I had it and it just left me. But you want to find something that has a high smoke point. That'll help keeping it from being too smoky.
What's the other one that we've used before?
I've used vegetable oil. I've used a combination of canola oil and olive oil.
Do those have high smoke?
But the olive oil, you got to be careful because it has a very low smoke point. So it's going to smoke you out if you're not careful. Hope that answers your question.
Alright, you cutting in?
Yeah, we ready?
Yeah. I'm all starched up. I need some protein.
You need some protein?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You want to cut against the grain, not with the grain. This is going to make for a easier chew. Look at that. That's like almost perfect. Little bit of red there. It's almost what I was looking for. You can cut on a diagonal as well. For presentation purposes. And Lenore, are you still watching? Lenore, if you're still watching, I don't understand. I gotta ask this question. Okay, if you're watching, give me a thumbs up or something, because I gotta ask you a question. The question is, why in the world would you smother this with Heinz 57?
Mm-hmm.
What in the world? Why would you do that?
Someone else asked a question.
All right, what's up?
Elaine says, doesn't butter keep the oil from smoking so bad?
I've never heard that because butter has a very low, it has a lower smoke point. Butter will also burn. Butter has three parts to it. It has butter fat, it has milk fat, and it has water. The milk fat will burn and cause it to smoke even more. I put butter in there for flavor, not to keep the smoke point down. Good question. I'll have to do a little digging, but I don't think that's, I don't think the butter would do that. What do you think, Melissa? Does that look like it's done for you, baby?
Yeah, I can eat that.
You can eat that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to let you finish cutting that up.
Alright.
What do y'all guys think, man? That looks good, doesn't it? It's about what I want. Medium. A little bit of pink in the middle. Brown all around. It's not moving. It's not bleeding. It's right where we want it. Guys, I want to thank y'all for joining me tonight. I hope you come back next time we go live. Not sure what we're going to do yet, but stay tuned. We'll let you know what it is. This is John. I'm signing off. What are you having for dinner?
She said, okay, thanks. That makes sense. Maybe you show people how to make clarified butter.
I got to put it. Oh, damn, that's good.
So, I guess I click post, right?
Mm-hmm.
20 comments, 5 shares, 104 views.
Holy shit!
36 minutes.
Is that off or is it still rolling?
No, that's still coming. You can edit that out.
Yeah, I can